Ugh. First, as always, welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing alright, and I also wish you a lot of fun playing Minecraft, if you can even hear it. Sneaky, sneaky. We're just going to wait a couple more minutes until we officially start, so that people can come in if they want to. Because I know I often start rambling a lot about stuff right after we press start, but of course it takes a while that people get notified and maybe they switch. So I don't want to tell everybody everything twice or thrice or quadruple of times. But we're going to get a starting soon screen eventually, so I don't have to be careful with that anymore. But yeah, there is just so much to do. But hey, I did finish some of my backlog last week and over the weekend, which is great, which is very, very great. Also, since last week was a little bit shorter because of my doctor's appointment on let me just turn up the music a little bit more. Because of my doctor's appointment on Thursday. And Friday was also very hectic. So I do want to try to maybe raid out to a couple of more people, which I already know. At least that would be my idea. Because I just raided... What did I raid last week? Amigo, Red... And who else? I mean, I would love to catch Yuyuna and Ananatsu for once, if possible, or Daniel. But I've already seen it, and I think she streamed in the morning. I just got online very, very briefly and saw her name pop up. So yeah. But either way, let's get started with more shadowing of this piece. And for those who've been here a couple of times before, I'm trying out a new workflow, which is basically a CGI-inspired workflow, like how UV maps work with normals and ambient occlusion and stuff. So far, I am really, really enjoying it. It's just that I still have to get used to this brush I'm using, which has gotten a lot better ever since I first used it, but the hair and the face really gave me some trouble last week because I don't know, this is just if you try a completely new rendering technique, you have to change a lot of things, right? Like how your brush economy works, where you set brushes and stuff. So it's been a journey, but a wonderful one, I do have to say. Because so far it's looking really cool and I've been enjoying it a lot. Also, I do want the flow to be better. Okay, that's better. No, that's better. So anyways, last time we streamed was last week on Wednesday, which already feels like ages ago for some reason. It's insane. I mean, it's not that long ago, right? It's not even a week, but since Tuesday didn't since Tuesday didn't work out for me because of reasons. Why are you not doing it like this? Okay. It's just so long ago since I've streamed. But I have been productive ever since. I do have to say that. I did some commission work, which sadly I was not able to show on stream. But for those who follow me on social media have already seen the little wolf emblem-like thing I've made. Which I adore, honestly. Why, hello there, Stinky! Hey there, Cookie! You're early today! Hi! Hello! How are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm sick, so I'm dying at the moment. Oh no! Get well soon. What do you have? Is it just a flu? Or a cough? Ah, being sick sucks. Yep, common cold, alright. Still sucks, but better than anything serious. But seriously, how do you do it? How can you be in so many chats at the same time and stream? You probably are not listening, but still, that's impressive. You're a wizard. The chat wizard. True. So true. So anyways, I was about to tell you guys about my days. Number 2 has been redeemed. Yay! Now we're only missing the 3rd place. There we go. So anyways, on the Thursday where I couldn't stream because of my silly doctor's appointment, which was completely fine, there was nothing wrong with me whatsoever, so yearly checkup done. They just told me, yeah, you have like not enough vitamin D3, which is the vitamin that gets produced by the sun. Yes, we know what that means. But it's common to have it in winter, yeah, so I guess it's not just like the gamer artist cliche. Not always. But I did get like a new prescription, it's not subscription, for some different medicine to take it, because apparently the drops I am taking aren't really working for my body. And now I have to take some, like, instead of like drops, I have to take capsules with, like, I think vitamin K2 or something like this. I still have to buy them later, but apparently it's supposed to help the D3 get into your body, so we'll see, we'll see. If it's going to be useful or no. Meanwhile, me is still trying to get the hang of this brush here. It has gotten better. I have to say that, but new tool is always a challenge, no matter how you see it. It's going to take a couple of weeks. Because I think there's also the saying, like, you need 1,000 hours. You need to put 1,000 hours into a skill to really master it, or 10,000. Something like that. A huge amount, anyways. But that's not like for a single brush. That would be a little bit too much. Anyways, even though I couldn't stream, I also did some drawing on Thursday, which was some commission work that I've done And like I already said, those who follow me on like Insta and stuff, they have already seen it. And it's like a little PNG thingy for a mouse pad. And I'm really curious. I know my client has already like ordered the custom mouse pad, so I'm really curious how it's going to look like once it's done. Because I've never designed something for the purpose of it being a mouse pad in the future. So I'm really curious how it's going to turn out in the end. Also, doing this technique for the hair is a complete new experience because I have a completely different shader and render style for hair usually. I mean, in general, I usually do color, right, and not black and white, so... This is also completely weird to me to do hair like this. But I do like the style. Or the look. Half fresh time! Hey there, Snivels! I hope you had fun on Saturday! It was fun. Thanks again for the tickets. You are very welcome. I'm so happy they could have they were of some use at least. Oh gosh. Oh no. There we go. That was the problem with that shape, which I feared I would have. I love brushes like this. I used them for entire drawings back in the days. So much fun to use. It's the first time I'm using them, so it's been a journey because I am absolutely no painter. So I'm getting the hang of it because, like I said, I really want to go away from simple self-shading and learn how to do more painterly approaches. And they are a lot of fun. NTR? What do you mean by an NTR? I'm just trying to remember what I said that sounded like NTR. But I don't remember. Maybe you meant not gonna lie. I usually don't use any short form terms except for maybe ASAP or BRB. Because not gonna lie, or as far as I know, it's just for me, it just sounds weird if I try to spell it, so I'm just gonna leave it. I don't. Anyway, let's just pretend it never happened in the first place. I'm just... This workflow is just too much. My brain can't handle it. Oh, a lot has changed for the project I'm working on. The game jam, like one. Before it used to be a lit like disaster management simulator, but my advisor said that there were too many factors to consider in natural disasters, so we scrapped it. Oh my god, okay. So the new idea we came up with was a tower defense roguelike game where the player is the villain and is spawning the enemies, with limited currency, and the player gets more currency when the mobs destroy a tower. For the roguelike part, when towers are destroyed, enemies take like equipment and stuff, so they gain like buffs or an item, etc. Okay, that's really cool. No, but I get what your advisor was saying, because a disaster management simulator is a lot to take care of. I don't even want to think about the stuff you have to put into that. I mean, just simulating that kind of stuff needs to be done very well, and there is so much work to do. So I think the roguelike one is going to be more achievable in the time you have. But in general, when you're doing like game jams and stuff, one thing you learn very quickly is that all the ideas you're having are going to be too ambitious to be manageable. And that's one of the main giveaways, I would say. Yep, and I think the tower defense roguelike is way more fun anyway. Awesome. So it's a win-win, basically. We also had like a very, very cool idea for our game jam with like, you're not just, let's make it open world. You can make it open world, just put it into Unreal, make a huge empty open world, and you basically have the next AAA game. Oh gosh. Just take one quest, copy paste it 20 times, and you're done. So yeah, for our game jam we had like, the first idea was, I think I could be wrong, but the first idea we had was not just to lock the diver into like a shipwreck, but basically let the water rise as well, so you would have to run from the water and everything. But our game advisor also said like, hey, this could be a little too ambitious for just 1 week, I think we had. So we should please take something a little bit simpler and ignore the water rising aspect of our idea. So that's what we did. Also, if you need a playtester, let me know. I love myself a good roguelike and tower defense games. Sure, sure. Awesome. I'm just gonna stream it and play it live so you can see my failures. So it will be like in 2, 3. Oh, okay, okay. 3.5 months. Totally fine. 2.5. Help, help. It's too late for that, Cookie. It's too late for help. That train is long gone. For both me and you. One we did was a card game similar to Hearthstone, but you played kids and fought off trash monsters attacking from the sea. Okay, that's cool. That is really, really cool. Oh gosh. That's not what I wanted. Why isn't the mask selected? You... Why? I really don't like how I group the hair. I should do more studies for that as well. There's just so many things I always notice, like, I should do some more studies of this. Oh, I should do more studies of that. Oh, I should do more studies of this. It's a never-ending circle. And we can reuse all the assets from the simulator game. So it was super... So I was super happy to not do more work. That's great, that's great. And recycling is also very important in projects like this, so you don't waste any time. In general, being able to reuse assets in games is so important and such an important skill to learn. Also, my weekend was like insanely busy. It was crazy. At first, had this plan that we might be able to fly to Berlin for the Berlin Art Department, which I canceled due to various reasons. Once because everything didn't work out as we planned, like with passport and stuff, and it was very short term as well, and I was just stressed out, and I would have to fly to Berlin in one day and then back again, which was also just crazy for me. So instead we just kept our original plans, which was actually playing D&D with our friends. Which was such a fun day, honestly. We were having such a blast. The time was like over so fast. And we played for like over 6 hours, I think. We leveled up, we bought some stuff, and we had we had like the best encounter with a boss monster, which our DM was like so mad about, or not mad, you know. He had like this chimera set up for us to fight against, and he was worried that maybe it could be a little too much for our level we were at. But because we leveled and then even bought stuff, and in general we had such good rolls that the fight was basically over after just one round. Which was so funny. We had like a barbarian, a rogue, then a druid, and a sorcerer. And all of us just rolled such good rolls. I mean, mine was average and I was the rogue, so I did decent damage, but definitely not the most in that round, because our barbarian crit, then our druid like cast lightning, which also had a lot of high rolls in it, and then our sorcerer also casted lightning, and then I think chromatic sphere or something like that, and this thing just went down like it never even existed, which was just so funny. But that reminds me, I do have to talk to my DM about something. Because last session, I don't know if it was just a coincidence or it just happened that way, but he talked a lot with my character in game, and I would have loved to have him talk to the others as well. So I felt like that I talked a lot, and I felt so bad because of that, and I also talked to the others afterwards, and they were like, well, no, you did a lot of talking today, but it fits my character a character apparently, and some of the part we had was also for my backstory. So, of course, if my backstory is involved, then it's going to be me who does the talking. Everything else would be like silly. But I still felt like that I talked the majority of the time with like the NPCs, and it made me feel so bad. But I do have to say, if I also look at it as it was like, let me think. The first character I talked to was like the wizard of the king, or the, I don't know how it's called. Yeah, I get it, but let's just say it was your episode. I think it really was, because the first character we talked to was like this the king's mage or magical advisor or whatever, and there we had a backstory part of one of our other players. So that was really cool and stuff, but that player was then very quiet, and her character is in general very quiet. So I did the political talking, and then it just was very rogue or my character centered, because we had to talk to the Thieves Guild, which I'm a rogue. I have like backstory in with thieves, and I know, or my character knows about this stuff. So we were looking for the Thieves Guild, and then we stumbled across another plot line, which was also very... we discovered another character that had the same curse than my character had. So that was also very like catered towards my character. So yeah, he was a quiet, really funny. Quiet? Why do I say funny? A quiet character? Am I completely off? Do I need to look up how you said this word? How you say this word? Now I'm unsure. Oh, not now, when you were saying that sentence. Oh yeah, that could be. So, sometimes I just don't pronounce the stuff correctly. Good. Then I'm not worried. And I think the hair strands look better. Acquired. That could be because of my German aspect. On my Austrian side. English is hard, it is. I just want to test something. But I think the one thing I notice a lot, which I often have like troubles, is the number 3. Because every now and then I just think too much about how to pronounce it, because I don't know why, but it always gave me like a little headache. Let me just see how I want to do this strand, because I'm not really happy with it, but I don't know. In general, the TH is very difficult, right, for German. Because there is 3 and 3. No, it's the TH, and the THR is something that I really struggle with, because I don't have a problem with the TH in general. I can say that, this, that, whatever. But the THR is kind of a problem. The 3 is also not a problem, but the number 3 is just like... sometimes I just roll that R very heavily, or it just sounds very German. But I don't know why. And since I know that this word is something I stumble across sometimes, every now and then I just think too hard how to say it. if that makes any sense. And if you think too much about a word and how to pronounce it, it's going to be terrible. So that's basically a curse. Oops, that was the wrong layer. I mean, I think everybody has those words where they have trouble saying it even in their own language. Or, I don't know, I had like one word in German which I couldn't pronounce at all, which is basically the German word for movie director, which is Regisseur, which is very French, and I think it even comes from the French language, so at least it sounds very French. And I had troubles with like the combination of regisseur. Oh jeez, if you try to talk English and then German, this is even harder. Regisseur. Jeez, very French. Yeah, I split the word into two. So I just took régie and the word sir. And that's how I coordinated my brain to say basically regisseur instead of stumbling across the middle part. But I have not found out a trick for me to just get over my fear of saying the number 3. So for me, it more I don't know. I have listened to a lot of like Americans and British people say it, and some pronounce it more like 3. So the number 3. So I try to say it more like this instead of worrying about the TH part. But I still have to train myself to say it like this with just a little bit of the TH on the tip of the tongue. And I think another word that like messed me up quite a bit was palpable. Or something like that. I need to see what the word even means. Wait, palpable. Palpable means easily sensed, noticeable, or obvious, especially to the sense of touch. What? Palpable. This word. I think I listened to the pronunciation ages ago, but I never used this word, and it's like super rare that I even stumble across it anywhere. So yeah. I think the first time I heard about it was when I was doing... Which Let's Play was it? When I was younger, I did more Let's Plays and stuff, and it was, I think, a horror game called The Letter. And when I first read it, I think I said it like 20 times reading this word and like, what even are you? Palpable. 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 Try it like that. Palpable. Palpable. Or maybe like palpable. Yeah, like I said, I'm never going to use this word regularly, I think. And one of the words that just stuck to me ever since I was little was unfortunately. Unfortunately? Yeah, unfortunately. Because we had like... what was it? When I went to high school, we had like once a year, I think something like an English week or stuff where there were native speakers with us, and every class was doing like a little something around the English language, like I don't even know. I think we did a little sketch and stuff. It's been ages since I even thought about it. And I had to say like something like, oh, and our candidate unfortunately couldn't make it. And this word for like an 11 or 12-year-old girl who has never really spoken English in her life was just like, oh my freaking god, that's a tongue twister if I have ever seen one. But that's the funny thing. The funny thing, if I ever like have a problem with a word, it just gets stuck to my head in such a way that I never forget it ever. Okay, I think the hair is slowly getting there. Just a little bit more, just a little bit more. Also, I really hope that I can stream Stardew Valley this weekend. Because technically we have like vacation or holidays. Holidays. We have holidays this week. Very interesting here. Why? Why are you saying like this, Cookie? That sounds like a very interesting size there. I don't like it, but never mind. It looks good. Okay, thank you. Just the comments on the size, they broke me when we did them. They broke me. Also, one thing I'm wondering is, how do I say this? It's not going to sound weird or anything, but recently I had an experience with a friend of mine, which wasn't very pleasant. And I would love to tell them about it without hurting their feelings. But it's like, I don't know. It's like a behavior. This friend behaved in a certain way which was like very... not odd, but it was received very negatively by multiple people, and I would love to tell them, but I just don't know how I should like start a topic like that where you already know. You go into the conversation like, hey, I have to talk to you about stuff. And I'm still thinking about how to address this topic without going into too much detail. Because I do have some friends where I can just be like, hey, you, that wasn't okay. Please don't do that. Oh, that's not the best starting line. Right? But it's just to show you at which point we are with this conversation. So yeah, that's currently an issue I'm having. I'm thinking about, should I even talk to them about it, or should I just leave it be and just maybe see if it happens again? Or no, so... That's the thing. I'm still torn. It's not like oh my gosh, this is the worst thing ever, he has killed a person or something. It was just... I don't know. Nothing major and nothing like where you say, oh my gosh, this friendship is toxic or whatever. It's just something minor which pissed off a bunch of people. So yeah, that's currently a thought in my head where I kind of want to get this out of the way so people... So it doesn't happen again, but at the other hand, it's like... Is it bad enough to really talk about it? Like, I can't really... Oh, jeez. Me smacking my phone. I can't really... My phone. My microphone. I can't really... Or I don't want to talk about it on stream. Because I don't know, I think that's not fair. But I don't know. That's okay. Yeah, it's just, I never want to hurt anybody's feelings, right? But sometimes you just also can't just ignore other person's feelings if they feel the same way. And it's also that I have also noticed the same thing the other people told me, so it's not like, okay, it's just because they say it, it doesn't have to... Yeah. It's a topic where a lot of people would be probably a little bit pissed, I guess. I think you can, like... A good example is if you, like, are with a family dinner or... I don't know, and then there's this one person at the table and they are constantly on their phone and don't even participate in anything. It's more on that level where you know, okay, everybody is like, hey! I don't know. So like I said, it's nothing like, oh my gosh, this is very, very bad, but it's also not like a nice thing to do. It's on this level. Okay, that top part went way quicker than I expected. Also, some of you might have noticed that I've changed my layout of my Photoshop file a little bit since last time I streamed. Jeez. It's nothing major, I just pulled out the layers because I had them like down here, right? At the same size of the history tab. So that I see all of them and don't always have to scroll up and down like a crazy person. Are they a close friend or more like an acquaintance? Let's just say a long-term friend which I haven't seen in a long time. So I would say something in between. It's not like we're like very the closest friends, but yeah. I might just... I mean, it could even be that they watch, and if they watch... Maybe they already know what I'm talking about. It's not that I want to be mean or anything, it's just... I want to talk about it in a friendly manner and just... Oh, so they just changed. Maybe a little bit, yeah. They've never done this before, so it was very new and very weird. And it just made a lot of people feel uncomfortable. Thank you, Snooze! It was still up for grabs, so it's yours now. So yeah, I might just write them about it later. Because you know, sometimes I know this person is very sweet, okay? A very sweet person, a very nice person. They never do anything to harm anyone, so it's not like, you know, they're a dick or something and they're just like that. So I'm not even sure if they know that they're doing something that is rude in a sense. But also because I know they are very sweet, it is also why I'm a little bit hesitant to tell them. It's been on my mind ever since we met, and yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, very, very, very sweet person, and I don't think they intended to be rude in any way. The opposite. The opposite, even. The opposite. The opposite. The opposite. English hard. So yeah. Because for me, it's also easier to tell someone that they're a jerk if they always are a jerk, because I also know they don't. I don't know. They don't really care. You know, that type of person. It's like you're telling them, hey, that was rude. Yeah, and okay. You do you, me do me. Thanks. But this person is like very sweet and they always want the best for everybody, and I'm just scared. Yeah, maybe they were just not aware. Yeah, I think so too. So I'm probably just going to write them later. Just to tell them, hey, you know when this and that happened, that wasn't cool. I mean, I did have a few people in my life that were just so freaking rude that I just said it to their face while the thing was happening, right? I'm not like a shy person. If I see somebody do something that is really, really not okay, I'm just, hey, dude, stop it. For real. that's not the time and place for anything like that. But especially in cases like this where the situation is more in like a grayish area than like a black and white situation, I tend to be way more careful and picky, and I often then think about the situation again and don't say it immediately. Because sometimes I do have to say I'm a very emotional person, and sometimes situations trigger me in a way where I get really, really upset. So just a coping mechanism for me is so that I don't just say something I later regret. I just take a breath, wait for a moment, and then re-evaluate the situation. And if after a few hours I'm still like, I still have the same opinion than before, then I do something about it. Also, with this technique I'm doing here with like ambient occlusion and stuff, I am not sure how far I should render like the hair with ambient occlusion, I guess. So I'm just going to keep it like this, I think. But it turned out well. At least I think so. I mean, this is how it looked last week, so we did a lot of stuff, which looked great. So back to business. But I think I've done the worst. Because I was so scared of the face and the hair, and at least that's done, and I can move on to the spine again. Ooh, ambient occlusion, big word that I don't know what it means. It's a 3D term. Since you're doing a game jam, you probably are familiar with UV maps and how baking and stuff works if you do like a 3D model and then texture it. I'm just waiting for your reply if you are familiar with those stuff before. All right, it is a 3D term. Exactly. It's basically like ambient light shadows. So let me see, AO map for Blender or whatever. Maybe not for a human, because human stuff is like a little bit creepy. I've not done 3D for a while, so I just forgot. So I'm just going to show you a little picture to jog your memory. This is like the ambient occlusion layer. Right? So you would have the flats underneath, then ambient occlusion, then for example key light and stuff. And the workflow I'm using is very heavily inspired from 3D workflow as well. Which is why I just love this workflow, because I used to do 3D as well, so I do have a background in 3D modeling in Maya, Blender, whatever. And this is a lot of fun because it breaks down rendering very easily for me. And that's basically what I'm doing here, right? Which also gives it this sculpted look. If I get rid of the sketches, right? It's just light information. There's basically no line I've used, just light. I mean, ambient occlusion UVs look like crazy messy. That's like a cavity and ambient occlusion map I just found of a human face. This would be how a UV looks like, right? If you try to do a sculpt. So yeah, that's an ambient occlusion for you. I hope I didn't completely mess up that explanation. Yeah, I really liked my my like 3D environment class. I remember an ambient occlusion output. Exactly. That's basically the same thing I am doing. The funny thing is, when I first heard about ambient occlusion, my teacher definitely did not explain it right to me. He called ambient occlusion contact shadows. Which was for me like, okay, that makes sense. Ambient occlusion is like where two surfaces connect. So if you have like, jeez, why I'm not in a brush? If you have like a excuse me, do I still have a selection? Yes, I did. Okay, that makes more sense. So if you have like a table, let's say this is a beautiful table here, and you have just a simple box on top of it, then the shadow that would be between basically table and the box would be like ambient occlusion, which is so wrong. I mean, this is a contact shadow. Don't get me wrong, because where two faces connect, there is always going to be like a very, very dark crevice. But ambient occlusion is a whole different beast. Alright. Let me just quickly switch over there. I don't think it was ever explained to me. I just noticed the object looked bad without it. Oh wow! English is hard, Cookie. Okay, but that's also very, very bad. Wait, let me see if I can do this differently. If I take, where is the bone layer? Bone, bone, bone. There's bone. It kind of works, but not really. Yeah, a lot of times it's so important to understand what is actually going on and not just jeez, and not just trust your teacher blindly, because anytime a word came to my mind, I was always like, okay, I don't know this word, what does it mean? Well, where do you use it? I always try to Google it or ask the teacher about it. But it's not good if the teacher explains it wrong, because they have also no clue about what they're teaching, which is just for me still insanity. Because you trust the teacher, right? So if they don't even know what they're doing, then who else will? I think I learned it from, I don't know, in one of my projects I watched like a tutorial video where they also explained something else along with occlusion shadows or ambient occlusion, which was like, okay, that's not what I remember. So in short, do your research, people. It was mostly online, so yeah, I could have asked him, but I don't think it was too important. It's just an output. If you don't add all the outputs to the object, the texture doesn't work. Yeah, that's true, yeah. But I have learned how to create my own textures from scratch without just like using a predetermined texture set from somewhere, so that's how I learned what it is, because I had to create it myself. I had to model it, I had to bake that object, I had to do everything myself, so I had to understand what everything does, right? Art's looking good, thank you, Desi. I used a YouTube video. Awesome. Yeah, I guess it's just me personally. I just like to know the details of why I'm doing certain things because it just helps you understand stuff better. And for me, it also helped me troubleshoot. Because I often knew why a texture was looking wonky, just because I knew, hey, okay, the ambient occlusion looks off, or the normal map just doesn't normal like it's supposed to. And that's something a lot of like artists or 3D artists I have met don't do. They just, I don't know. I know a lot of people that are like using Unreal and stuff, and they just use marketplace items and such, but they have absolutely no idea what any of the texture stuff does. So they have a lot of troubles as well because they don't know how to fix things, or things look just weird and wonky, and yeah, it just prevents things looking weird if you know what's going on. And Desi, how are you doing today? I hope you're alright. Doing good. About to play some Left 4 Dead. Oh great, have fun. I also played some games during the weekend in the evening to just relax and unwind a little bit. And we were playing Roadcraft, which... when did it release? On Friday, I think. Which is actually a lot of fun. At first I was a bit skeptical, but we've been playing for a while now. Roadcraft? Yes, Roadcraft. Is it a Minecraft mod or something? Definitely not, no. 100% and a definite no. That is Roadcraft. It's basically a road building simulator. I think it's from the same developers than SnowRunner and MudRunner, or whatever those games are called. If I am not mistaken. So yeah. And I'm playing it in multiplayer. You basically are... I think the task is, or the story behind is that you're sent with your company to Africa and you are helping like building roads and stuff and prepare for a storm. So if rescue missions need to be happening, that you see that everything's fine. And it's kind of fun. It's like very relaxing and stuff, and it's very detailed, and the physics are very cool. Because you can really get stuck in the mud and stuff. I know none of those games. Yeah, they're not like huge games that are very popular everywhere. They're very niche, I would say. Basically, I just need to see if it's the same SnowRunner. Yeah, it's the same publishers. Basically, what their games are all about you driving trucks and stuff, and SnowRunner and MudRunner are like games where you you try to deliver stuff with your trucks and everything, and you have to drive through very tough terrain. Why are you not working? There we go. And you can, like I said, you can get stuck. You have to free yourself. You have to be careful that your engine doesn't die and stuff like that. So it tries to be very realistic with its physics, and that's what's very fun. Why? Oh, because I'm on the wrong layer. That's why. This is not my type of game. It's not usually what I play as well. I've never played like SnowRunner or MudRunner. I just know it from a few YouTubers I've followed and stuff. But my boyfriend wanted to try it, and I said, yeah, I'm going to play with him. And it has been very calming. To my surprise. I mean, I always like games like Satisfactory or Factorio and stuff. So this feels very similar to those types of games. Just that you don't build factories or conveyor belts, but you build like streets and stuff, so people drive there, you have to fix them as well, because they can get very muddy and then they get stuck, and then you have to get sand and fill the mud again so they can drive over it, and yada yada. I love Factorio. So yeah, it's very different to Factorio, don't get me wrong, but it feels kind of like this. You're trying to figure out how everything's working. It's very technical. But I do have to say, I don't think I would play it single player. Because it's fun to play together because, for example, one of you has to steer like a huge crane and the other one is like can use a transporter, and you have to put on pipes into that into the transporter and the truck, and if you have to repair a street, one of you can drive like the truck with the sand on it, the other one uses like, how's it called? How is the thing called? Wait, give me a second. An excavator. Or to, basically flatten it and stuff. Yeah, just like construction machines. Yeah, but very specific ones. When I got the game, I just spent the whole day playing. Yeah, I love Factorio and stuff. And like I said, this game is different, but it gives me like the same vibes where you really construct something from the get-go and you have to build it step by step. And then just, I don't know, I don't like games that basically... How do I explain? There are some games that try to explain everything in one tutorial and you... I don't know. It just squeezes into... It tries to squeeze so much information into your brain in the shortest amount of time, which just isn't fun. And this game is very complex, as you might have guessed already by what I'm telling you. And it does a very, very cool job at explaining it, because you can really use every construction machine. Very specific construction machines. It's not just like, I don't know, for the faint of heart. This is a game probably for people who even work in the sector and they're still going to have fun because all the machines have the right names. They are very well built and stuff, and I bet if somebody is like working in this field, they are so going to recognize a lot of those construction machines. So it's very well made for that group of people, I guess. But it also means you have to learn each and every one, and let me tell you, the controls are different for almost every single little thing. And that's kind of crazy in my opinion. You have to learn like every single vehicle from the get-go. And it does teach you in a way that is not overwhelming for you, which is so great. It's not like that I have troubles with learning stuff like that. It's just you don't remember every single detail if you make a tutorial that is just so packed with all the stuff. And especially complicated games are great if they slow down and let you explore the game bit by bit, instead of like giving you all the information from the very beginning. And they just give you like different machines at different times and make it more and more complicated the longer you play. Which is also so much fun because you just discover new things every time you make a new mission. And I guess that's also what I like if you split up tutorials in video games. It just feels like the game is never over. And it's not like final. Because if you learn every single mechanic in the very beginning, what's left at the end? It sounds like a casual game, so I assume it gives you like basic instructions for children. No. I wouldn't say this game is... no. there are cars where you just have to basically drive and nothing else, but then there are like cranes and more complicated vehicles where you have like a menu in a menu to even be able to to work the thing. It's like you have to use RB to be able to make the rope longer and shorter, or that you can toggle on like the crane anchors. Then on the other side you can tilt it, rotate it, make it go up, make it go down, expand it, and stuff like that. So I would say yes, a child could play it, but definitely not efficiently. This game wouldn't be for a child because it's just... I don't know. I think I would... For me, a good example would be like... Back in the days when I was very, very young, my dad had like... a pirated version of Age of Empires, because back then a lot of people just like took games and just copied them before they did like this copy safety thing. And Age of Empires is like, it's possible to play it as a kid. It's definitely possible. You can build stuff, you can make humans there, you can gather wood. But as a kid, if you don't understand what objectives are and what you need to do when you're still very, very young, you just use it more as a sandbox and just do whatever you want to do. So a child could definitely have a lot of fun with the game, like driving around in these huge construction things, but they would not get anything done. I would say it like that. It's more like you give it to them so they can figure out how every single little toy works, but it's definitely not dedicated for a younger audience. And sometimes it's a complicated question to answer, because kids could play everything. If it's... The only question is it good if they play it? No, what I meant was it teaches you like you've never played a game. That kind of thing. Yeah, no, not even. I wouldn't say that. It does teach you a lot of stuff, but for example, they completely forget to tell you how to use the gas and the brake pedal. So we were sitting there, both me and my boyfriend, like, how do you drive exactly? And we were pressing like the usual buttons, A, B, nothing worked. Then it was like, I think RT or RB, and then one of the buttons was like, oh, this is how you drive backwards. Oh, this is how you drive forwards. Did we both overlook the first tutorial where it teaches you to actually do that, or did you just don't include it? We still don't know. We figured it out on our own, but it was like, oh, alright, oh. I would say it's not a game for people who have never played a video game before. Well, it's not perfect, I guess. No, definitely not. But I think what I didn't, where I didn't do a good job of explaining what I was talking about is they are constantly introducing new mechanics. And that's what I think is so cool. It's not just like, okay, you have 5 mechanics and they are all explained in the beginning. It's like, oh, here you have 5 mechanics. And then you have like another one and another one and another one and another one and another one. And hey, this is another new thing you can use. Have fun with that one. And that's just like something I really, really enjoy in tutorials. I mean, one of the worst games, I think, for beginners would be something like PoE. Because that game is definitely not beginner friendly. Oh hell no. As much as I love it, as much as I played it, it's not for beginners. Definitely not. Amazing game. Amazing game, but not for beginners. I mean, back in the days, Minecraft was also no game people could easily play as beginners, right? Because there was just no instruction whatsoever. I've heard from people who have played Minecraft like way back where it was still in alpha. And it was just like try and error how to find stuff, and they had to search forums far and wide to figure out how to craft something. And nowadays it's just like, okay, everybody can play it. Awesome. Well, Minecraft is a sandbox, so I don't know if that counts. Kinda, I guess. It used to be just a sandbox with nothing in it, but nowadays it's like, okay, you have so many crafting recipes and very weird ones as well. And they made like a lot of changes so people can easily play it without having to Google every single step of it. They have that handbook, you always unlock new recipes, then you just use the stuff and try to figure out what it does, right? It is a sandbox, yes, but it's still mainly made for a younger audience nowadays instead of like older ones. But I also do have to say I'm a little bit shocked about some younger people nowadays, and I'm talking like kids that are around the age of 10, or some of them at least. Jeez. I have known, or I've met a couple of like kids that are very young and they only had like tablet access and stuff. Wait, they tell you crafting recipes, so it's fine right now. Exactly, that's what I mean. Back in the days, you didn't have that, right? So that was different. But anyways, what I wanted to say was, a lot of like, what the heck was that? Okay, it just sounded like something fell somewhere in this room, but I don't see anything. How odd. Maybe a bird flew against the window or something. Wouldn't be the first time. So anyway, yeah, kids that only have like access to, I don't know, tablet games and very simple mobile games. And I had to take care of a kid once. And we were, I don't know, we were just having fun and talking about stuff, you know, and then we talked about Pokemon, and I was like, hey, what's your favorite Pokemon? And they were like, yeah, it's Pikachu. And I was like, really, Pikachu? There are so many Pokemon. How come that Pikachu is the only Pokemon, is your favorite Pokemon? Because it's the only one I really know. I only watch the anime. And I was like, wait, you have never played Pokemon before? No, I have not. My parents don't have a Switch or anything like that. So I just asked him, do you want to play Pokemon? I do have it here, so if you want to, you can try it. And they were like, yeah, how cool, please, I want to play Pokemon. And I was like super excited, right, to show him Pokemon, and I turned on my 3DS because I don't have any of the Switch titles. Because I stopped actively playing with Sun and Moon. I think I've told you guys that before. So it just used that one, and I explained to him how the buttons work and stuff, and he kind of understood how it works, because it wasn't like that much of a difference between a lot of the app games that have like the controls on screen and stuff. So he started to play, but after a while he was like, I don't want to play anymore. And I'm talking about like just a couple, I don't know, I don't even know. It was really not a long time. It was a very rainy day, so that's why also why we didn't go outside and stuff. And he stopped playing because the game was too complicated for him. And I'm talking about like a 10-year-old person. Zero attention span. Yeah, and the game was just too hard, and there is so much to read. I don't want to read so much. It's so boring. And I was like, oh, did you have your first Pokemon battle? And he was like, yeah, but it's so boring. I have to read what those attacks does. It's so boring. And I'm like, what are you usually playing? And he just said a couple of like games I have never heard before, and later I looked them up, and it's just like really, really silly and stupid games for, I don't know, like Candy Crush, where you just have to match a bunch of stuff. I mean, it wasn't Candy Crush, but something like on that line, and very brain rot material like games, I would say. And that's why Pokemon was too complicated. Oh, when did I accidentally create a group here? Something I didn't want to. And for me, that was like crazy. Because I played my first Pokemon when I was like 6 and stuff. I mean, it was tough at 6 to play Pokemon because usually you learn how to read around that age, maybe a little bit before you can write your name and stuff. So teenager, there was like it was the Pokemon Red edition. I really remember this clear as day. It was Pokemon Red edition, and there were teenagers. Those were one of the first people you had to fight, and little old me had no idea how teenager would be spelled, and frankly, as a 6-year-old, it's even a stretch to assume that you already know what a teenager is. So my brain just read that word like the German I am, and it was like, Teenager. This is a Teenager. Okay, I'm playing against a Teenager instead of a teenager. But for me, it was just like, okay, that's that. And I played it, and I lost a lot of times because me being me, I picked Charmander as my first starter, and everybody knows how that goes as a child if Charmander is your first ever Pokemon and you go against Rocco. Or Brock, sorry, it's Brock in English. That was like, I lost a lot, and I didn't understand why, and I don't even know if I beat him in my first player route or if I then switched to a different starter. It's been years, so I hope you don't mind if I don't remember. But anyways, I think I never actually beat the Pokemon League back in the days because I was so young and I didn't play that much. But anyways, it was just, for me, it was an experience. I could just learn this all on my own. My parents were absolutely no gamers, so I had to figure it out on my own because I couldn't ask them for help, right? And that's just, I don't know, it was just so much fun. And to see that someone who has basically already the easier version, because Pokemon nowadays is way easier than back in the days because it's really catered to a younger audience instead of an older one. And to see that a 10-year-old boy is like, no, it's too complicated for me, I have to read too much and stuff, and there are not enough pictures. And I'm sitting here like, wait, what? That's your reasoning? That's the reason why you don't want to play it, because it's too, quote, complicated for you? I'm sitting here like, don't you have math at school? Isn't that more complicated? Yeah, but I do have to do math. I need to see that my Pokemon doesn't die. And I don't want to do math. And I'm sitting here like, you lazy son of a gun. But yeah, that was quite an experience. I mean, it also often feels like that some kids just don't want to think anymore. Which is kind of weird. I mean, we always, as a human species, we always try to go the easy way. That's one thing. But to not even try to do something that's a little bit more complicated because it's just... I don't know. For me, it was just like, wait, what? What? Yeah, it's like you're already doing brain activities in school, so you don't really want to while playing. Yeah, I mean, I understand that, right? I also have like days where I would love to just play Factorio and optimize the shit out of my factory and see where I can like make it faster, quicker, more efficient and stuff. And sometimes I have days where I'm like, oh, I just want to relax and don't think about anything. But it was like holidays. There was no school whatsoever, and he's like, nah, I don't wanna. It's too complicated because I have to read. I also don't read books. Minecraft also added an auto-read in the accessibility settings, and I see a lot of young ones using it because they do not want to read. What? Okay, that's crazy. And hello, Bunny! Welcome to the stream. So nice to see you. Hello, hello. How are you? It must be super early for you, isn't it? Or are you still awake? Because I think Mooney told me you guys have like a long weekend this week. Or at least she does. I don't know if it's like because of vacation days or... You know. Sorry, I've been lurking for a bit. I'm getting ready for work. Totally fine. You know, lurking is highly appreciated. So don't worry about a thing. And have fun working. I wish you a relaxing day. And not too much trouble. But yeah, that's like crazy with the auto-read accessibility setting. I mean, on the other hand, I'm like, well, kid's smart. Work smart, not hard. But it's, for me, it's still like, wait, what? People get this lazy? Holy moly. Yeah, most people will have today off here for Memorial Day. Okay, Memorial Day. Yeah, me and American holidays are... I'm really bad because... I mean, honestly, almost nobody knows really the holidays of other countries except if they're like huge everywhere in the world. And I do think I have to lighten those. Yeah. That's what was bothering me all the time. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wrote Mooney back this morning when I woke up, and they replied to me, and at first I was like, hold on a second, you are not supposed to be awake when I'm awake in the morning. You never are awake, and then I remembered that they told me, yeah, it's holidays. And poor you that you have to work on holiday. For me, I luckily never had a job where I did have to do that. I did have to work on weekends, yes, but never holidays. Or at least not holidays where shops are open. Closed, I mean. Because in Austria we have like Sunday where all the shops are closed, right? And only like restaurants have open. Or are open, not have open. Jeez, what's going on? Why can't I do that curve? That's better. I get double pay today, and my boss is giving me a 3-day weekend starting this Friday, so to compensate. Oh, hey, okay, that's great. That's at least something. Oh, wrong layer. Did-dum. No, I'm not going to do those. They just look more than wrong. So yeah, anyways, what I wanted to talk about before was that I have changed my Photoshop layout just a teeny tiny bit. It's not like huge or anything, but I have noticed that my layers, especially with this workflow, are just massive at some point. And I didn't want to have like a tiny layer window where I would have to scroll all the time to find the layer I'm searching for. So I just popped it out and rearranged a bunch of stuff to make it easier for me to work. Which should also make it faster, which is what I want to be. So that's a win-win, right? And I definitely have to talk with my teacher about the spine, because I don't like how the shadows look, and I'm not quite sure where the problem is, and my reference is also not helping me at all. Also, time is flying past so quickly. It's insane. I just looked at the clock and it's like, oh my gosh, it's almost 2 p.m. Already 2 hours of stream. Almost, at least. I think I go eat. My eyes are super tired. Oh, you go to sleep. You're sick. You have to rest. And don't worry. Heading to work. Bye. Bye-bye, Bunny. And thank you so much for stopping by. It was a pleasure having you. I'm dying. Help. No, Cookie, you're not dying. You're not allowed to die. My mods are not allowed to die. That's in the job description. If you die, you're fired. Well, yes, I think that's how dying works. What? What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, bye-bye, and have a good rest of your stream. Thank you, and thank you again for stopping by and giving me company. And get well soon. Also guys, quick reminder, stay hydrated, drink some water in between, and don't forget, especially if you're a streamer and talking all day. So anyways, since chat is probably going to be a little bit more quiet now that Cookie is also gone and Bunny also left, I can tell you a little bit of my past couple of days. So for those who didn't know before, I couldn't stream last week on Thursday because of a doctor appointment. It was nothing like serious, it was just the yearly checkup where you get just, you know, some blood tests going and everything, which is totally fine, right? For me, nothing changed basically. I still have like no vitamin D left and stuff. But everything else is fine, I'm healthy as can be, which is great. And other than that, Friday was just in general very hectic because I wanted to get a lot of stuff done before the weekend. For example, one of my commissions, which I'm so happy that I have finally caught up with my stupid backlog. So I have no commissions left at the moment. Yay! Or nay. Depending on how you want to see it, right? No commission means currently no money from commissions. But at the same time, it's like, oh, thank God I don't have any more commissions like lying around, which have to be done soon. And yeah, then I had my wonderful weekend where we played some D&D. And it feels like we're slowly getting or nearing the end at least. It's definitely going to be quite a while until we get there, but it's getting more and more exciting. Every session is like more and more interesting, and it makes me more and more curious what's going on actually in this world. Jeez. Um, and yeah, and on Sunday I was having some lunch with some friends of mine and we had a blast. It was a lot of fun in general, so I definitely cannot complain at all. And I do need to do something about the spine because something is not adding up like I want it to. At least I think it's too dark at some places and too light at others. Oh, some Pokemon music. Amazing. Also, since we're already nearing the 2-hour marks, a little warning. We are probably going to do a little break soon so I can get myself some water, stretch my legs, and you guys can also like leave your desk for a moment or whatever you're doing without missing stuff on stream. Been enjoying the comfy voice. Oh, thank you, Bach. Thank you. And you are probably going to sleep soon, right? Like I mentioned, we're nearing our halfway mark. Indeed, indeed. Ah, sometimes I hate to be right. Especially in moments like this where I have to say goodbye to people. But I'm going to see you tomorrow anyways. At least, usually you're here every stream. Would be surprising if you're not. Huh. If you have a miss, I probably need to call the police. Because then the Bach is missing. Alright, guys. I think we are going to take a quick little break then. Here and enjoy our beautiful Aaliyah for now. Even though I have to put on the BRB screen. But she does look gorgeous, I have to say. The render is turning out way better than anything I've done before. Alright, then let's take a quick 5-minute break and we'll be back in a few minutes. And Bach, if you're already heading to bed, I wish you a wonderful good night, by the way. And for the rest of you guys, if you like my stream, I would really appreciate if you leave a follow so you would also not miss out on me going live. And if you want to support this little channel, a sub would really help. And if you have Amazon Prime, it's even free. Alright, then good night, Bach, and we will see each other in about 5 minutes. Be right back, guys. And I am back! Hello everybody! And hello Yuyuna! How are you doing today? I'm sorry that you caught me on my break. I hope you're still there. Let's go back to rendering. So where was I before I took the break? I think I wanted to figure out what the hell is wrong with my spine. Both on screen and out of screen. Dude. You are still here. Hello, hello. Are you going to stream later? Looking good. Thank you. Thank you. I've been stalking your do this in your style progress with the guns and the 3 characters. Which is also looking amazing, by the way. Hello, yes, 20. Yeah, I'm always there. I'm like a silent observer most of the time. If you're going to stream later while I'm still online, I'm probably going to raid out to you. Because I mentioned at the start of the stream that I would love to catch either you, Anna, or Daniel. Nope. That's not what I wanted. Okay, well, I will start streaming at 20. Oh, shoot. Okay, that's what I mean with 20. Oh. Dang, that's too late. I'm going to stop streaming at 16 or 4 p.m. I don't think you stream until then, right? No! No! Yes, no problem. I do always try to catch your stream because I want to find a perfect balance visiting old friends and finding new streamers as well. And it's like I have you on the list and a few others which I would love to raid out to, if I catch you, that is. Anyway, how are you doing? Oh, I feel honored. You deserve it, though. You earned it. I don't know. I do, and I say you earned it. I mean, you're putting so much work into your online shop and everything, so I don't know. People like that just earn and deserve to be rated. I need to reward hardworking people. Yeah, but people just view it, but no one actually buys. Oh, I wonder if it's not good enough. I wouldn't say it's not good enough. For me, I just don't have the money right now to spend it on cute little trinkets. And I mean, I just have your little cherry blossom wolf open here. So anybody in the chat, if anyone wants to support Yuna, she sells super cute little gadgets and trinkets and stuff like this. I find it so adorable. I just love it so much. Yeah, no pressure. I think your stuff is adorable. I like your simple and cute art style. It just looks so sweet and it's just... I don't know, this is a keychain I would totally put on mine. Also, I loved like the background stuff you did for your photos, which are so adorable, like the bamboo mat and the flowers. So yeah. And like I said, I wouldn't say that it's not good enough or anything. Don't you even worry about that. It's just you have a lot of like other artists who also want to sell their stuffs, right? And you just have to keep at it. The photo shoots are always fun. I enjoy it. That's great. That's great. I mean, you also only opened up your Etsy shop like a few weeks ago? Is it even a month? I don't think so. A month almost. Okay, okay. Yeah, it's really hard. I also haven't opened up an Etsy shop yet because I also have the feeling if I like go public with my stuff, nobody's also going to buy it. And not because it's just not good enough, it's just because I feel like... I don't know, I think there's like a rule about how many people... I mean, I made some monies, some monies, but it were mostly orders from friends. 130 until now. Oh, okay, but that's still great. That's still great. But yeah, I think the problem is that we're just too small. I mean, you have 1K followers on Instagram and still people don't buy it. I think it's just a very small percentage that even buy the stuff you make. So I don't even know where there is the line where you can say, okay, I'm going to start a shop and people are actually going to buy it because they love me. But this doesn't mean that they buy it, lol. Yeah. But that's what I mean, right? It's just a very small percentage of the followers in general that buy it. I think it's like maybe 1% or something. I read it somewhere, which is like, I'm sitting here like, oh, wow. Also the quality of followers. Yeah. And community, absolutely. And I mean, I adore your art. It's very cute and everything, but it's just also the problem everybody likes and does cherry blossoms, right? So that's probably also another thing that, I don't know, maybe 500 out of your followers already have like a cherry blossom keychain, because I also have a cherry blossom keychain on my keychain. So selling art is hard, no matter what what we can say. LOL, okay. Some are bots, some just follow and never view your stuff ever again. Yeah, so true, so true. Like I said, I love your art. I love it really, but it's just like it is, right? There are so many of us. There are millions of people who do chibi art, millions of people who does that, and it's just so many other people who sell similar cool stuff. I know, yeah. But like I said, don't give up, because you're a very nice person and I enjoy watching you as well, so... You just have to grow and find more followers. More loyal followers. Realized that too lately, but I don't know, I just can focus on my stuff, I guess. And enjoy it. Nothing else you can do. I think that's so important. If you're not like defining yourself on the sales you're making, then you're on the right track, definitely. At least in my opinion. I'm not making art for money or fame. I'm doing it because I love it. That's important. That's the most important thing. That's the wrong brush. I was like, wait a second, that's not the brush I wanted to use. But being able to make a living of it would be my dream. That's why I try to make a shop and all. Yeah, I totally get that. I mean, that's the dream for so many of us, right? I mean, I'm almost there. I can kind of pay my bills and stuff, but it's not like I have a lot to stuff that where I can spend it on extras, so that's just my problem. But as long as you're doing it passionately and for fun, and even if you like, I think if you want to make money out of it and make a living of it, you also have to be consistent. You cannot rely on passion alone. Especially in the times where you're really in a slump. But as long as you don't stop creating, it should be fine. Not in the money sense, but because then I can draw 8 hours a day. And work on my personal project I believe in. Yeah, what you do is my dream, working as an artist. Even if you make it, it's a lot of pain and tears. It's like every job. You're going to do stuff you love, you're going to do stuff you absolutely hate. Because sometimes there are days where I don't feel like drawing at all, and you know, I still have to because it's my job. And you're basically not allowed to be burned, to be like, oh, I have an art block, I don't feel like drawing today. No, you're doing this for money, you have to. That's the reason I try to move towards products, because money flows in without grinding all day, and for every cent. Yeah, absolutely. Jeez, why? I want the brush, not the last tool, please. That's also why I started streaming. Because that way I can just draw whatever I feel like and have just a tiny bit of money flow maybe on the side. You know, passive and active income. But you know what I'm talking about. We're businesswomen. That's why I don't want to make comms anymore after I finish mine. I want to make products, focus on passive income. Yes. Yeah, for me, I want to find a balance. Like, I would love to continue doing, like, commissions and stuff. But I also want to build, like, a good passive income, like you said. Currently, it's just what I'm doing right now is my mentorship, where I have to do stuff. But hey, at least I'm learning and getting a little bit of money out of Twitch. Which is great. I do want to do commissions again, but not all the time. Only if I really feel it and have energy for it and motivation. Yeah, absolutely. I just think commissions are also a great way to just get a little bit more money in a shorter amount of time, which is great. I think I will start doing them again at some point. For now, I want to focus on my shop. Yes, but it's a lot of grind, which is hard when you work 40 hours a week in a day job. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I quit, because doing a day job and commissions and everything is just... No. You are just one single person. You cannot do everything at once. Exactly, yeah. I mean, what I still need to do is like a proper commission sheet, because the most commissions I have are like, I sit down with the client and talk with them what they want, and then we either I already have like a product like similar like this, and I can give them a price for how long it's going to take and how much it's going to cost, or we just settle on an hourly rate depending on the size. And then I also need to see, hey, can I stream it or can't I stream it? And a lot of like stuff, especially for game studios and so on, is like, of course, NDA. So I cannot show it. But I need the money, can't live off my art yet. Yeah. Sometimes I do have to say I am thinking about like getting a small job beside me doing my art stuff. Just to have some regular income where I don't have to rely on clients all the time. Because sometimes you just have phases where there isn't a lot of commissions going on, and then suddenly you have a phase where you have so much commissions where you don't even know how to handle them. True. Me right now. I have 10 commissions in queue and my shop and day job. Fuck my life. Oh my gosh. Poor little you. And I never rest. Oh gosh. Don't overwork yourself, because once you're in burnout, it's very hard to recover and it's going to take a long, long time. Oh gosh. I know. I forgot to how. I feel overwhelmed all the time. Oh no. You no. I don't know if it's depression or burnout. Maybe both. Probably a mixture of both. At least from what you're telling me, I am not some like how's it called? A therapist or something, but your goals combined with your ambition is just perfect for disaster, I just say, because that's like, you are very ambitious, you have a lot of energy and you want to do a lot of stuff, which causes burnout, of course. Then you want to make money off your art, and right now you just told me people are sadly not buying your stuff out of the shop, which, at least for in my case, I would be very sad if that happens. I mean, that's just normal. I even am sad if I don't have like 10 viewers, which is so dumb. Okay, we currently have 10 views. But every time I start up a stream and we're like only 2 or 3 people, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm such a failure. I shouldn't look at the numbers and stuff. And then after a while, people come in and everything is fine, right? But it's just, if stuff doesn't go as you expect it to go, it just causes you to be sad and depressed. That's just normal. I'm a workaholic if it's about stuff I love, and I have passion for same. I used to think that too, but I got myself another mindset now. Awesome. Sometimes I only have 5 views, but it's okay. I don't mind. I don't really think about it anymore. I just focus on my art and have fun. Yeah, exactly. And I'm happy people are watching it all. That's great. That's a great mindset to have, yeah. I mean, for me, it's not like that's an everyday issue or every time I start up a stream I feel that way. It's just sometimes you have those bad days where you just doubt yourself all the time. And for me, I just have to train myself not to have days like this. And to try and stay positive, but you can't always avoid it, sadly. That's normal. It's okay to feel down sometimes. Exactly. Wait. gosh, wait. Okay, that was just an accident. Oh. I was just afraid that I have drawn on the wrong layer for quite some time. Oh my god. It's important is that you respect yourself and don't talk yourself down. And that you get up again after it. Haha, classic layer fail. Yeah, yeah. That's just layer jump scare. Ugh. No, but you are so right. I think the worst enemy you can have if you try to make art is yourself in general. You are your worst enemy. You are the meanest voice you can hear all the time. Because it's also your brain that decides to... I don't know which comments you get on your art and stuff, which are important. So if you only focus on the bad ones, you're going to have a very bad time. Not only art, mindset in general, inner critic, yeah, I read some books about it. It helped me conquer it in my healing phase. I'm way more chill nowadays. That's amazing. Yeah. It's important to just learn your own problems because everybody has a different life, different problems they have to deal with, right? So... And I think as an artist in general, or anytime you do something new and try something new, the imposter syndrome is also always there. And you also need to deal with that, and then something else comes around the corner, and it's a constant learning, really. It only took me 25 years to realize that I am able to talk nicely to me and not hate myself. I never knew. Yeah. But to be fair, it's like a lot of people have never learned anything else, right? Because I grew up in an environment where self-critique was very present and you had to be critical about yourself, and that really ruins a lot of things for you. And I am definitely not the only one with that issue. Feels. Because I was used to feeling worthless because of how my parents and people treat. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly that. I mean, it's kind of sad. A lot of people I know who also wanted to be an artist did just graphic design because, hey, that's a creative job, right? I can make money being creative and draw stuff. And then you start like a graphic design, and then it's just no topology. And then not topology, typography. Yeah, English words. Ah. But now I learned to treat myself a friend. That was the best mental change I ever went through. It helps so much. Oh, I feel that. That's such a beautiful way to treat yourself as a friend, even. I don't think I have tried to look at it that way. Because I would never treat a friend how I treat myself most of the time. You have to treat yourself the way like your best friend, then you will be less critical. Oh, wow. That's really some deep talk right there. But that is so true. Why you're drawing a span, Ellen? Yep. By the way, Spine, quick reminder to unshrimp yourselves, people. And don't hunch over the tablet. Yes, sir. It's ma'am. I beg your pardon. Just kidding. Oh, the spine. I'm so happy when I'm done with it. Ooh. I know. Are you going to work on your art today, or are you going to play League? Because I remember that Mondays is, I believe, your gaming stream usually. Mine is game stream, but I skipped them this month into art instead. Oh, I see. Someone is feeling motivated. That's great. Because I have too many art pieces to finish. Oh, okay, time is running out. Well, motivated is a strong word, LL. I have deadlines for challenges and commissions. It's pressure. Okay, okay. I do feel that, because lately, I had to work on weekends as well, because it was just, I had so much stuff to do. Which is also why I'm really, really working on my speed in general. Trying to do shortcuts and better workflows so that I don't have as much trouble. Because it's not like I'm lazy, it's just I'm slow. Because I never learned it differently. I'm such a slow artist, same. Yeah, right, it's just, it feels so slow. For me, it's like, I don't know, when I first started to draw, I don't know, I made one piece a day, even though not more even, and I was just happy with them. And at some point, the details and my workflow and the quality I wanted to achieve just took over, and now it's taking me, I don't know. I mean, this piece I've been working on for weeks, but I do have to say I did a lot of other stuff in between as well. So commission stuff, work stuff, and so on, so you can't really measure it exactly. But since it's a complete new workflow, it just takes so much longer. I'm currently trying out so many new stuffs as well. This brush, for example, never used it before, and I'm having a blast with it so far. And that workflow I'm using, the way I'm shading right now, it's also, okay, I have to think what I'm doing because I've never done this before. It's not intuitive for me. And I'm just sitting here like, help. And I don't mind actually. I don't want to be fast because art is fun. I don't know. I don't want to be efficient. I want to be passionate. Okay. Yeah, I wish I could just be in... For me, it's not like, how do I say it? Usually I am not like, oh my gosh, I have to be the fastest speed painter in the world. Oh, I need to drink something. Give me a second. I just felt that my voice was about to die, so... For me, it's not like I have to be the most efficient artist in the world. I just always try to figure out my weak spots in my art, and I just feel currently that a lot of stuff I'm doing is just slow, and that my speed is currently my biggest weak spot of all, which is why I'm trying to focus on improving that. Because art takes as long as it takes, right? But I still want to do some research where I don't know, where I mess stuff up, where I need to be more efficient, where I do dumb stuff, so to speak. I see, yeah, I feel that. I'm very slow too. Makes sense, yeah. I also feel like I have hit a point where I just feel if I want to be more professional, I have to pick up the speed, sadly, because I just see a lot of other people's friends and stuff put out way better stuff than me in a shorter amount of time. But they do have more experience than I do as well. Oh god, I need to sneeze, give me a moment. Oh boy. Gesundheit, Dankeschön. Vielen, vielen Dank. Yeah, so basically, I just feel that my speed is the worst, and a lot of people are also coming into the stream. What, you're still working at this and that? I mean, at my profile picture, that also was like, am I really that slow? Same. Howdy. Hi, Prism. Hello, hello. So yeah, I think I also was a... How do I explain? I always was like very ambitious, and I am a very hardworking person, but at the moment it's just like I am working so hard and I still feel like I'm falling behind, and it's probably just because I have bad practices. And to admit that, it took me a while. Because I do have the feeling like I have solid fundamentals in a lot of things. But at the same time, I also feel like I have learned a lot of dumb stuff over the year which I want to get rid of. Anyways, always nice talking to you. Same. Yeah, that's true. You. I feel the same. I'm always having a blast if you're in chat. Exactly my experience. I feel the same. Yeah. But honestly, for me, it was also... I knew for a long time that I'm probably just very, very slow. And then one day I was just like, okay, now I'm going to work on this, because now I feel motivated to work on this, and before you hit that point, I wouldn't even recommend trying. Because you're just going to be frustrated. Because you're going to watch videos and are like, what? To do that I would need to change my whole workflow, and I don't want to. Me. So yeah, you really have to be the right mindset to just say, okay, I'm going to screw my workflow and just make a new one. And I'm always so stubborn. I know that I have to learn this and that, but because I don't have time, I just keep doing stuff like always. And then I'm too lazy, exactly, lol. Yeah. I feel you so hard. This is just not right what I did there. Uh-oh. Oh no, which layer is this on? Please no. Wanna bet it's this one. Yeah! Wow! Sad life. It's not that I don't want to, I'm just... overwhelmed with work all the time. Yeah, because I'm so ambitious and always overwork myself. Oh no. Hey, do you mind me sending you a screenshot? I did some texturing this week. For a very quick feedback, I mean, not sure how much is visible in the image though. Sure, sure. Where do you want to send it to me? Just so that I know. Is it WhatsApp or do you want the Discord or... Send away, send away. I send in WhatsApp? Yeah, sure. Oh, that looks pretty. Do you have like a style reference as well? Because so far the only thing I would say, it looks very washed out and whited out. It's like it's missing some contrast. I guess the textures aren't that visible in the picture. It looks very stylized, that's all I can tell, but it looks like very white. Yeah, I think the Unreal Light is too harsh. I use arcane screenshots and concept art. Oh, okay, yeah. But so far, I like where we're going with this. Just for one of the, I guess, lily pad-like, petals you have. I'm just going to do a quick sketch for you. I see you have like, I think the brown stuff is like some withering or some damage to the leaves, I would say. And I do see one of the leaves has like the damage in this way here. So you have like 3 dots very close to each other. And what I would say, you need to be more careful while texturing about your big, medium, smalls. So if you do like 3 dots like this, try to vary the size of them a little bit so that you have like a small one, a medium one, and a big one. Because that makes the damage a little bit more interesting instead at keeping them all at medium. The same would go for the holes in the lily pads, but they're not as drastic as that one pattern where it looks really close to those 3 dots. Does that make any sense for you, Prism? Because I do like the colors. Or the color harmony you're going for. Yes, thanks to Rule of 3 is a good point already. Awesome. Happy to help. We're not here again. Yeah, but big, medium, small is always like something that really, really helps in design. I'm definitely not a master in it, but I know that I often forget, so whenever I see somebody else do the same mistake that I constantly do, it's like, oh, hey, big, medium, small. If you have the picture of Substance Painter, just let me know, because... oh! I just wanted to, to see if you already sent something. Ah, okay, yeah, the Substance Painter ones are way better. Color-wise, yeah. I know that's me because you guys can't see it, but... No, I really like where you're going with this. You probably just have to hand paint some ambient occlusion or, you know, depth, oh jeez. Tiefe, gosh, for the damage of the plants, because they're probably going to be thinner. Because the damage looks very painted onto it, right? But I don't know how you're going to do that. Yeah, sorry guys, craving all of T's attention here for 5 minutes. That's totally fine for a minute or 5. That's totally fine. I just love looking at textures, especially hand-painted ones. True, at the moment it's only the diffuse map, no normals or anything, yeah. But that's what I figured, because I just know how you work, and I just figured you are probably going to do that anyways. But that's already very good feedback, thank you. You are very, very welcome. Like I said, I do love what you did there, and I also like that you used a good variety of colors with the lily pads as well. So it's not just only green. I also like what you did with the grass and stuff. You have like big plants, small plants. It's a good variety, and it looks very, very pretty. Also, the level you built looks very, very pretty, by the way. It's just those, I just say, Trichter-like plants. I don't know how it's called. Quality-wise, I would just say they are not the same quality than the other 2 plants you did. If that makes any sense. Because the other 2 they look very, very good, like very painterly, and the last one looks very 2D and cel-shaded and less painterly. So it's a little bit of the odd one out. But I think that's basically it, feedback-wise. Thanks, I'm glad to share more when I have more. Please do! I'm really, really happy to see this stuff, and it looks really, really good. I'm really digging where you're going with the stuff. Awesome work so far. Also, I'm already seeing little fish in the pond. Or was I blind? I think I did see some fish, right? Teeny tiny baby fishes. I also love how they look, by the way. Yeah, I started with that one. No, it's really great. Thank you for the love, Yuna. Thank you. I try to keep it to a similar level, but I can't spend too much time on each or algonuts. Yes, tiny swarms of fish are already moving around. Awesome. I try to keep it a similar level, but yeah. I know what you mean, yes. I would just try to pull the funnel one. I just need to see what Trichter means in English, because I just... Funnel, okay, yeah. I would just see that the funnel one is the same quality, or aber There we go, Germanish for the win. But other than that, I think it looks good. I'm already super hyped because of your game, by the way. It's just... I know what you're trying to do, and I'm so looking forward to playing it one day. Cool, I also really need to tweak the lighting. It is really way too bright. Yeah, but let's just say tweaking the lighting in Unreal is way easier than to repaint all the textures. I shared a Steam page in a year. Awesome. If you're ever going to share anything, just please let me know, because I really want to promote your stuff on my stream as well. Just like with Yuna's little shop, which I haven't shared because I'm a dumb person. Talking and working at the same time doesn't always work the way I want it to work. Let me see. LL. Yeah, I did show your keychain previously, but not your shop. So for anyone who wants to see Yuna's art and maybe support her a little bit, she does super cute keychain stickers. It's very pretty. Go check her out and maybe even buy a thing or two. Also, by the way, Yuna, I plan to hopefully soon add some channels to my page, suggested channels, you know what I mean. And I wanted to ask, do you want to be one of my suggested channels? Oh yes, of course! Yay! I'll add you too. Aw, thank you. I still need to see how it works. I haven't looked into it, but it's definitely on my to-do list. But I doubt it's going to be very complicated, because usually it's just, hey, copy-paste the link here and they show up, right? The spine is definitely not perfect, but it's looking better than before. I really need to ask my mentor what I'm doing wrong here. Also, yesterday something so funny happened to me. It was like disappointment moment. We were having lunch with a friend of mine, or some friends of mine, and afterwards I was like, okay, we were like in a Chinese restaurant with some buffet and stuff, and I didn't eat any dessert. Jeez, dessert. Gosh, not a dessert. Because we were planning to go and grab some bubble tea, boba tea afterwards. And we were like, everybody was so, yeah, let's go, let's get some bubble tea and stuff. And then we went to the bubble tea store and it was closed. Everybody was so hyped up. Yeah, let's go, let's go. Only to be disappointed. That's so sad. Yeah, I know. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so... Because right now they have like a special boba tea which tastes so good. It's like a... I don't even know how it's called in English. Nashi goji berry milk tea with golden tapioca, and that thing tastes stupidly good. It's so good. It's exactly the right sweetness for me. It's milky. They have a fresh version without milk as well, just the iced tea. And I was like, yeah, bubble tea! And then we stood there in front of the shop like, we're closed on Sundays. Since when are you closed on Sundays? But it turned out that this Sunday there was like a challenge or a mini Ironman type of thing where we went to grab the iced tea. So basically the whole inner city of St. Pölten where we went was like closed. I like the cheesecake foam. Oh, I have they have in my oh, no, ich meinte Frischkäse, nicht Cheesecake. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I gotcha. That also sounds so good. They also have like I think it's called cottage cheese in English. Frischkäse. Could be wrong, could be right. They have Japanese pancakes too. Oh, how good! Oh, that's amazing. In mine, they have like just onigiri, some different like ramen cups you can buy, a lot of plushies. But there's one thing that bothered me a little bit about the owner of the coffee shop or the bubble tea shop. You know, it's like a franchise. It's Ichiban iced tea. Amazing chain, by the way. And in general, the owner of the shop is a very nice person. But me being me, I tried to get a cooperation with them because, hey, they're doing bubble tea. They have very Japanese-ish like stuff lying around, and I do anime art, so I figured, hey, why not ask them if we could make like a collaboration, that I could maybe get some pictures for them or like prints where I can sell them for it. And they also had like, I don't know if you guys know those little buzzing little things you get in some restaurants where you can, I don't know, walk around and when it buzzes your tea or food is ready. And they have like very cheap numbering on there, and it looked very unprofessional and very, I don't know, already very ruined and stuff. And I figured, hey, I could just ask them if I can help them out and stuff, and also like do a little collab with them. And this person was just like, never ever. This is her shop and she doesn't want any outsider in. And it was not even like, the way she sounded was like I asked her to give me a share of her shop, you know? Which was like definitely not what I was going for. It was like, no, I just meant, I mean, she's buying those plushes probably from Amazon and whatever, and I basically would have done the same, right? I would have given her the opportunity to buy some of my prints and stuff so she can sell it there. And I just said I can also, like, if you need anything else, like graphic design or like little things for your buzzers or whatever, I could also help you out if you want to. Maybe she misunderstood it that way or similar. I don't know. She was very, very defensive about everything. She was like, I didn't mean to be rude or anything. I just, like I told you guys, right? I was just like suggesting a bunch of things, and I also explained to her what I'm doing and stuff, and that I'm always looking for a way to collaborate with locals and stuff. And she was very defensive and also, I think, sadly offended, because I think she thought that I wanted to trash on her stuff because I suggested if they needed help with like graphics and stuff, I can also do that. And she told me then, no, we already had a graphics designer once and they didn't do anything we wanted, and we wanted We wanted to have our personal flair. We want to do stuff ourselves because that's just makes everything we do more personal. And I'm sitting here like, yeah, you're doing everything very personal. It's totally fine. Oh wow, okay. I was standing there like, that's totally fine. No, there's no need. I totally get. I totally get that, and it's fine. I just figured asking doesn't hurt, right? And afterwards, I left the shop, and I think it was with my best friend, and we went like around the corner, and I looked at her like, did I say something wrong? And she looked at me like, no, I think she just was offended by everything, and she didn't want you to help her. Sounds like it might have been your lucky day not collaborating with them. I think so too. I mean, like I said, they're not like unfriendly or anything, but that was just, oh boy. And I have to say, ever since that, I never asked anyone anymore for a collab because that just scarred me. But no, it's just a lot of stores where I live don't really sell stuff like that, so I figured, hey, that would be a cool opportunity, and I went out of the shop like, oh boy. I think I I just poked a bee's nest or something like that. But I also have to say they were very, very young. Okay, maybe mid-20s. I would say younger than me. I mean, even one time we went there and they also have like screens. And one of the screens is, I think, broken for months. And once I went there with my best friend, and I think one of the other customers before me were asking them if he should maybe fix the screen because he is a, I don't know, a technic guy, electrician, whatever. And she was also like, no, thank you, we're going to handle this. No need to help us. And I'm like, girl, somebody is asking you if they can help you fix your broken TV screen for free. I mean, if somebody would suggest it to me, I would be like, yeah, please, I would love to if you could help me out. That would be amazing because currently, I don't know, I can't afford like paying a full-blown electrician or whatever. And then I would gladly give them one bubble tea or boba tea on the house or whatever. Because, I mean, that's also like, you know, Kundenbindung, you are like honing your relationship with your customers, because this guy is also not going to forget that you said yes and that you would let him fix the screen there and stuff. So at least I'm definitely not the only one getting the cold shoulder. And I think the spine is going into the right direction, slowly. It's by all means not perfect, but it's better than before. Which also means I'm maybe, hopefully, let's pray, soon done with my ambient occlusion layer. Also guys, quick reminder, don't forget to drink something and take care of yourself with some water. So one thing I'm still hoping for myself here is that summer slowly rolls around the corner. Because it's been rainy for weeks and weeks and weeks and it's just not stopping, it feels like. And I would really appreciate to see something else than rain for once. Especially with a pool in the garden, it's just like... You want to hop in, you want to enjoy summer, and then the weather's like, no, no you're not. Screw you. You want high temperatures? No. Not this time. very much appreciate the cool temp, as long as I can. We all know it will be over 30 degrees Celsius soon enough, then I will die of heat exhaustion. True, true, true. That's fair, that's fair. But you know how this works, right? You always complain about the things you don't have, and as soon as you have them, you complain about them to go away. So let me be the typical Austrian that I am. Fast forward to me in 1 month or so, telling you guys, oh, I wish the temperature would be cooler. I'm melting up here. I'm dying. It's like 40 degrees outside. Ugh. Always complaining. Exactly. Some things need to be consistent. Lucky you, it's 32 degrees Celsius for me now at night. Whoa! What? Where are you from, Desi? You were also somewhere from Asia, right? Like, my brain says somewhere in like the Philippines, in that corner, because I think with Cookie and Saman we talked about this once before. Philippines, yes. Okay, so geographically I wasn't wrong. Oh boy, at night, holy moly. That's insane. Also, another very funny occurrence. Every time you draw, it's like, okay, hey, I'm going to put the pencil down for 1 second because right now I just looked at my phone because I heard it buzzing and I wanted to know what's going on. And for 1 second, you don't look at your freaking pen, and it's like, where did it go? I just had it. Where did I put it? And then it rolled into like one little corner of your tablet, or behind your tablet in my case. Just classic pen behavior, I guess. Also, I'm really getting the hang of this brush. The way you can control the edges is just so cool, and I really am having a lot of fun with it as well. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Give me that. Thank you. Also, I do hope that I'm going to get this done today, or at least get the ambient occlusion pass done. And then I would love to move on to Keylight. Or at least that's my plan. We are slowly but surely getting there. Slow and steady wins the race. That's all what I'm always saying. Alright, next. Also, I'm noticing that I'm getting really, really quiet at the moment. Which wasn't my intention, but I guess Monday streams and it's already almost over today. It's okay, that's the flow. Yeah, absolutely, that's so true. It's just sometimes you simply zone out while working. quiet too in my art streams often. Being in the zone is good. That's the moment the most and best work is done. In the process. Very true, very true. Then I guess I just have to figure out the difference between when I'm in the flow and when I'm just being quiet because of other reasons. Because like you guys said, right now I'm just in the flow. It's going really well and I don't have to think too much about the stuff I'm doing actually. Which is amazing. Because so far, every time I do rendering and stuff, it's really stressing me out. Because it's not that long ago that I decided that I wanted to do some more complex rendering and push my renders further. So rendering just was always so stressful because I had no idea what I'm doing, how I want to do stuff, and it's getting better and better every day. Rendering isn't as much of a mystery anymore as it used to be, I guess. Same feels I'm still struggling with rendering. Yeah, rendering. Rendering is always my arch nemesis. But again, I want to push myself. I want to get out of my comfort zone. Talking about comfort zone, last week I had a commission which was... it was just soothing for my soul. It's the only way to learn, yeah. Because this commission I did was very simple. I also posted it on, I think, the mousepad, you mean? Yeah, exactly. It wasn't at all complicated, it was just, I'm just supposed to do a simple design, very 2D, not much rendering, very graphic. And I didn't have to worry about anything, I could just do some line art, some simple shapes, just some gradient as color, and some gold for the line art. And at the end of the day, first of all, this piece didn't take me nearly as long as anything I've done in I don't know, recently. Which was for me like, oh my gosh, progress! This didn't take like ages to pull off. It was like in a decent time frame. Wow. And on top of that, it was just... I was able to step back into my comfort zone for a commission for once. Instead of always trying to push myself and just... I don't know. Oh yeah, those are nice. That's what I experienced with chibis I shade in my casual shading style. I'm so fast with it. So true. Know the feelings. Yeah, and for me it was just... I needed that for my confidence as well. Because it was just like... Hey, I was done in a good time frame. It looks good. Almost everybody says it looks like an enamel pin. And that I should do like a glass stain thing out of it as well. Which is just so cool to me as well. Because I like those ideas. And it was just relaxing, and I don't know, currently art doesn't feel as relaxing as it used to be because like I said, I'm currently at this very part of my life where I want to push my art more and more and more. And that's one of the best tips I can give people. Just take it easy sometimes, do something simple, don't always try to do like the next Leonardo da Vinci Mona Lisa stuff. Sometimes a piece to just have fun is needed. Yes, yes. No, that thing. Yes, exactly. Yuna, you feel me. That's exactly the point. But you know, I'm just as a workaholic as you are, and to take the time to do something simple is a different story. And it was so nice to have a commission that just required me to do something simple. I mean, sometimes I also get commissions where I can just be loose with painting styles and stuff and try something new. But yeah. Oh. What did you send me? Mute, 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 mute. Don't want any ads on my mystery. Ah yes, had that too. One time someone wanted me to do a sketchy style with very loose lines. Yeah. Like a pencil. It's just I push it to the limits like, oh, okay. Was auto-refreshing. Yeah, I had one piece I did a while ago where I just had to do a background for a phone. And the style they picked was very like watercolor-y and graphic and yet still painterly. It was very unique and cool. And I had a lot of fun like experimenting with that piece and just also do some practice runs with the style. Because I used to love working with watercolor and stuff, and I also like the style of watercolor, but I never tried to do it digitally. So that was such a cool opportunity for me to just try it out for once. And it turned out fairly decent. Also, Yuyu, if I ever am getting to the point where I can be picky about what kind of commissions I'm taking, you are going to get all of my wolf commissions. Because I am not a creature person. I know there are so many people out there that draw wolves and stuff in such a cool way, in such an amazing way, which I can't. I would really need to sit down and study wolves and stylized wolves for once. But I always get like, hey, can you draw me a wolf? And I'm sitting here like, not again. I'm more of a character type of person. Or maybe it's just like so many people want wolves. I've drawn many wolves throughout my life, so yeah. You could say they can draw them suspiciously good. Especially in my art beginnings. It was the first thing I've drawn with 8 years. Aww. For me it was always like characters and stuff. Wait. And a lot. I did do some wolf drawings as well when I was younger, but believe me, those are not like the kind of wolves you want to see today. They are very, very basic, just profile-like wolves. They were terrible, lol. But it's always so funny. If you think about it, there are like... I know 3 types of people, that, or maybe 4, how they started drawing. It's either a person who just drew so many dragons, wolves, landscapes, or characters. It's one of those 4 things most of the time. Wolves for me, yeah. And it's just... so funny. And after that, mega characters. Yeah, exactly. Because I was reading many shoujo mangas. Haven't we all? Haven't we all? And none of those. What? Then what type are you? Do we have a 5th type? Tell me, tell me, tell me. Now I wanna know. I mean, there's still the not safe for work category, but that's not an official category, I would say. I mean, Snibbles, your art is in general so amazing. I just can't deal with it. It's just so, so good. Also, the thing you sent me last time, it looks so good and so cool. I guess characters as a teenager, but as soon as I got digital, I drew whatever random stuff that popped in my head. See? See? Characters as a teenager, you started in one of those 4 categories. Later, it's completely fine. After that, you just fan out anywhere, but it's mostly that someone had like... They drew a lot of characters or wolves or dragons or environment stuff or landscapes, and then they pivoted in whatever way they went. I never heard somebody say, "Oh, hey, I started only drawing swords or spears." I mean, maybe some people just drew swords, or maybe that's going to be more common nowadays since concept art is more of the thing. But I never heard somebody say, "Oh, I only drew mechs as a kid." I had like a notebook in which I drew every single of the original 100 and... Ooh, that's so cool. I did that too. I mean, I never... really, that dedication is just insane. I think I stopped with Charmander at some point. I never got like further than that. I think that's where I got most of my exercise from. Hey Scott, welcome! Welcome. I don't trust your metrics because saying environments or characters basically covers it all. Well, that's... yeah. That's basically true, yeah. But you know, but when I say environments, I really mean like landscape stuff, like they started with, I don't know, the traditional thing where they drew a house or just, you know, set outside and just drew whatever they were seeing. Characters is more like manga or comics. Oh, thank you for the reminder, Scott.
Scotch just collected, stay hydrated.
And 2 stretch with me's. Oh gosh.
Ask it with Scotch just collected, stretch with me.
You guys. Okay, everybody, let's stretch.
Prism 100 just collected, stretch with me.
And the posture check, of course. So, and when I'm talking about characters, let's just finish it.
Ask it with Scotch just collected, posture check.
I think Prisms is still in the queue. Let's see. Yes.
Prism 100 just collected, posture check.
Alright. And with characters, I basically mean like they started drawing the favorite characters every time they saw a show, a manga, a comic, or anything like that. But it's only characters, right? And then there are the people that really only draw dragons. They have like sketchbooks full of hundreds of dragons and wolves, for example, as well. And the people that often start with wolves often get into like animal portraiture, which is super cool. Self-care yourself, the word. I think I overchecked my posture just now. Better to over than under check. Not me. I don't like realistic style. I don't know. Same. I mean, hyperrealism, yeah. I mean, I do occasionally do like portraits and stuff in pencil or color. But it's very rare. If I don't need to, I don't do them. I think stylist is more artistic and fun. Yeah, exactly. For me, it's always so sad when people are... I mean, being able to draw hyperrealism is a skill. Don't get me wrong, but it's less creative than coming up with your own designs from scratch. And to play with shapes more. It's a crazy skill, yes. And it's hard. Definitely, yeah. But as you said, for me it's just like copying something one-to-one never was as fun for me as to come up with stuff. And even if I copied stuff, it was from other artists and how they use their shapes and stuff. But size is more creative and fun in my opinion, exactly. Also, easier shapes are more fun to look at. It's relaxing. Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Oh gosh. It's not what I wanted. No, no. But the cool thing is just people that don't know art and sometimes you see a very simple style or something like that and they say, oh, that's easy, I could draw this. Okay, go ahead, draw it. But I'm taking the picture away with me and you have to come up with your very own character. What? But I want to draw this exactly like that from this picture. No, that's not how it works. You have to come up with your own stuff. And suddenly it's hard. I'm not creative enough for that. I still like the Grinch for my my inspirations. Look at me, I'm the Grinch. I added my shop to my Twitch info now with a little PNG. Oh, nice. Yeah, they also say that about those expensive modern art pieces without knowing a thing about art. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I do question some modern art pieces, but just because they're... Let's just say I have seen some modern art exhibits lately, especially like on Insta and stuff, and some of them are very cringe to watch. I mean, being cringe is like a thing nowadays, right? Where people like to be like that and people enjoy watching stuff like that, but it's nothing for me, right? But again, art. Art is very objective. Subjective. Very personal, let's just say it like that. My brain is rotting. Though some of those are definitely for money laundering. Yeah, 100%. I've heard of very weird ones in Germany. I've seen modern art of just a banana like a real banana on a pedestal. Yeah, or that one banana that was just taped to the canvas with like duct tape. I mean that one guy that had this very beautiful, simple girl with the red balloon, I think, and then shredded it during the auction. That was a very cool idea. And that the shredder, like, malfunctioned was like the tip of the iceberg. That was the cherry on top. But still. I mean, there is one artist which I adore. If I remember her name. Sometimes my brain's just spacing out. There we go. I know too many Japanese names. I wanted to look at her exhibition once, but sadly, the pamphlet was wrong, and we only could make it to the last day, and they closed early. That Dr. Panema was a joke though, no? Like somebody wanted to show you how people fall for modern art pieces. I think it was like that at least. Yes, I think so too, but it still worked, right? So this is one of my favorite like modern art artists. It's Chiharu Shiota, and she's just insane. She does all these art pieces with string, and the things she does is just amazing. Like this piece with the boats and stuff and all the keys on the ceiling, and it's just to be able to walk through one of her exhibitions, that would be just so cool. Okay, that's a very bad picture. Because that's just in every museum she goes to, she does this exhibition there and then she just rolls it up again. So yeah, the one I heard of was uh Wirsing am Nagel, that was just some veggies on a nail on a wall, and the art when you bought it was not the veggie but the nail, which was a completely normal one, nothing special. What the hell? And then it's wilting and getting bad on the nail, decomposing, and yeah, and the artist charged $12 for it. What? And people actually buy this. What the hell? Okay, it's so stupid. Oh, this is pretty damn, yeah. Looks so menacing cool though. Oh wow. My main problem with modern art is the class connection. Specifically that modern art often is just shock entertainment for the ultra wealthy. Yeah, that's true. There are absolutely incredible modern pieces out there, but so many of the modern art works you hear of is just meant to have rich people try to look intellectual. 12,000! Okay, not 12. Oh my god. Yeah, but I totally agree with that, guys. There are very, very few artists that actually, like, do cool stuff. I mean, my boyfriend also told me when he was working in one of the universities in Vienna, I'm not sure which one, that a painter, like, was, oh no. Oh, okay, it works. A painter was, like, tasked to design the stairwell of the university, and he took a lot of different paint buckets in different colors and splattered it on the wall everywhere, and then the color was dripping down the wall and the colors were mixing. And now the question to all the artists out there: what happens if you take like every color on the color spectrum and it starts to mix at the bottom? Can you guess it? Is it going to look like a rainbow, or is it going to look like molten chocolate? And the high and mighty rich people hype over it. And this artist, it's so cringe. Yeah, brown, like shit, exactly. Rainbow! Snivels. Sorry, that's not correct. No, so basically you had this wall, which started off as like a very interesting color composition, but of course all the color would accumulate at the bottom, and the whole stairwell, like I think halfway down or something, just looks like somebody splattered coffee on the wall. Which is just insanity. Also, I was just looking at the time, and it's already 4 p.m. Where did the time go? Holy moly. Let me, who's online? Oh! Hooker is online, who raided me last time, so I'm probably going to send you guys over to Logical to return the favor. In hopes they're still going to stream for a little while. Let's see. How long are they already streaming? Yeah, for almost 2 hours, so hopefully they're going to stream for a little while longer, so I can send you over there in a moment. Anyways, I think I did some progress today. Let's just turn on the right layers. It's definitely getting there. Oh gosh, without ambient occlusion. That looks just... oh my. Alright, alright. Anyways, since we're already running out of time, I'm just going to send you guys my little raid message. Coming along nicely. Yeah, right. I'm really proud of it so far, and I'm getting the hang of it. I'm also feeling like I'm getting faster with every stream, which is also amazing. Thanks for the stream, bye-bye. Thank you, Yu, for stopping by the way. Also to you, Prism, and everybody else who was here today. If you like the stream, please leave a follow so you don't miss out on me going live. And if you want to support me and our stream, I would really appreciate if you leave a sub. And if you have Amazon Prime, it's even going to be free. Alright, so let's see if I can send you over to Logical. Or if it's not going to work. Because, you know, I always have to do the raid somehow twice. Okay. It's working! Awesome! Then let's send her some nice wishes and I see you guys tomorrow. Have fun, guys. Bye!